Thank you to our final patron, Strawbones, Redwolf4765, Midnight Gemlord, and Artgoon555. What's up, guys? I've got the pencil here right now. I was doing that darn thing that I'm not very good at, aka thinking, and upon further reflection, Gawain is kind of stuck in a really bad spot. Because if anyone couldn't tell, she's supposed to be the analog for Escanor and Merlin's kid, because we can't actually have them, because, Merlin is evil, and Escanor is, a pile of ashes on the floor. So, obviously, giving someone sunshine and giving them a lot of Merlin's trademark magical abilities is just meant to be the analog of their kid, right? We have Tristan, the son of Elizabeth and Meliodas. We have Bond, the son of Elaine and Lancelot. Bond, the son of Elaine and Lancelot. Please, someone reach through the screen and strangle me for that one. But we have Lancelot, the son of Elaine and Bond, and obviously we have Diane and King's kid, who, the longer the series goes on, I think it's just going to be a running joke that we're never actually going to see them. But regardless of that, we have all these different analogs, and because of that, they can go a whole lot higher. One, Lancelot, we have no room for speculation on him. He's already literally top 5 in the verse. Then we have Tristan, who is, the grandson of the gods and the son of the strongest demon and strongest goddess to ever exist. He has a whole ton of potential that can go so much higher, so high. Oh, I'm sorry. I really wish I could keep reviewing One Piece. Regardless, the thing is, with that being the case, those two potential through the roof. Insanity, insane in the membrane, and Akaba can just ride it and it's fine. And Percival, he's kind of in a weird spot where he's a nobody, but he's like the Ray kind of nobody. AKA, like, it's movie 2, they have insane potential, they've already power cliffed most of the series, and now we're just waiting for them to become the strongest in the verse. So Percy, he's set 2, but I'm looking at Gawain, right? And like, with the level of power that we're going to be dealing with in Endgame, the ultimate one just isn't the one anymore, right? Like, if characters like Lance are already able to hypothetically box with the one ultimate Escanor at the beginning of the series, like, I'd still say, it's weird to think, I'm trying to think of where the anime is going to go. Like, if we are actually at the end of season 1, because it's supposed to be, I forget when the anime is coming out, but I don't think it's that far off. But Meliodas isn't the key visual, so I think we're at least getting to Leotis, but still, like, I'd say, just based off the original series, we're still in, like, not early season 1, like a late season 1 territory, and Lance is already, swinging at the high tiers, if not the god tiers, quite literally with his bare hands and no weapon. Obviously, once again, Tristan has the gains, and Percival also has potential gains. But with that being the case, they have, like, higher ceilings. I could literally see Tristan becoming the level of a chaos being, because he essentially is a chaos being, a balance between light and darkness. I could see Percival bullying his way to the top simply because he is also just an anomaly. He has hero-type magic that literally does anything, and he has a whole nother side to his magic that we haven't even explored. He's a complete nobody. He's a complete wild card. Nakaba can do anything with him. Also, he's our main character. But for Gawain, and once again, I don't have to mention Lance because Lance is him, but for Gawain, like, Merlin and Escanor, it's weird to say they don't cap out that high, but, like, Escanor caps out very high, right? Like, arguably, if you were to go off the original series, top 5 in the verse. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. Merlin, around, like, top 10, top 15. But that's the thing. They, like, hit just above that Demon King level. Meanwhile, like, we need chaos level beings. And, like, don't get me wrong here, with how Lance has been treated Chaos Arthur, I'm wondering if Chaos really is all that. But at least based off the original series, the fact that the Supreme Deity and the Demon King, seemingly two beings that absolutely hated each other, need to work together to even just seal, not defeat, but seal Chaos. I'm assuming Chaos is kind of him, and I'm assuming Chaos would slap the Demon King and the Supreme Deity individually if it really felt like it. So I'm looking at Gawain and I'm like, what you really gonna do, especially with this magical limiter. Notably, this thing could come off, but at least the idea that she doesn't have enough stamina to stay awake. And even then, the thing is, she has enough stamina to stay awake. We do see her wake up, but she doesn't have enough raw magical power to stay in the sunshine state. Like, I'm not saying, who knows? We know Merlin had infinite magic, right? That's why she could use all those high-level complex spells without ever tiring out. But no offense to Gawain, but even Big Papa Escanor seemed to have a lot of magic in reserve. Like, remember, this is the same guy who was throwing out like crazy prominences, multiple cruel sons, was constantly existing in his heightened state. Like, bro never really ran out of magic. I know Gawain is younger, but even her magic seems to function fundamentally differently. Even if she passed out, she shouldn't have gotten small. So I'm looking at Gawain, and I'm looking at her right next to all her contemporaries, and I'm like, you're hitting just above the Demon King? Or, no offense, at this point, with the way the plot's going, I'm gonna assume we're gonna be the Demon King and the Supreme Deity are gonna be a joke by EOS. Because if all our indications for people like Base Mel, Chaos Arthur, Lance is to be believed 80 chapters in, what about 300 chapters in? We gotta remember, this is Seven Deadly Sins. This is a series that went from like mountain level to large star. Like legitimately over the course of this series. We're already starting out at large star here with our high tiers early on in the verse. Base Mel, Chaos Arthur, Lance Alato. And unfortunately, like, I just don't see Gawain getting up there. And I'm kind of wondering, like, what are we going to do for her power creep? Is it going to be removing the limiter? Is it going to be getting her more magic? Is it going to be multiplication magic? What are we going to do? Because realize she's the only one of our crew to actually have at least a piece, a whiff, a taste of a sacred treasure. And she hasn't done too much with it. Like, Lita has kind of just been there, being a little bit useless in her hand, just being a little bit a heavy weapon. Really, that's all it is in her hands. Because he actually did more without her weapon, which is kind of customary with Escanor. But I don't know, Gawain is kind of in this weird spot. Like, I think she has a fantastic character journey set. Nakaba has already, like, laid the groundwork for a come-up story of understanding and respect for others. We can definitely see that it's already happened. Her losing in Spellguard and breaking down to tears was essentially the setup for that. Nakaba literally laid it down on the table and said, here, this is what we're doing. And it's Nakaba. I can't question him. Y'all can kind of question him. Trust me, I want to question him on many, many things he does. But that's it. I think her character journey, fine. It's set up perfectly. But her power progression, I'm really wondering what Nakaba's going to pull out that little secret hat. Because, I don't know. I feel like you could literally give Merlin all of Escanor's power, and she still wouldn't necessarily be too mighty. Like, she ain't beating TMF Mel. She ain't beating Lancelot. She ain't beating, well, maybe Lancelot? I'm not sure. She ain't beating Chaos Arthur, but we're gonna need her in that weight class. And I can clearly see the path for everybody else to reach that weight class. Mainly because one of them's already there. So don't get me wrong. Lance has definitely cheated. But in terms of those who are going to be our main characters, the titular knights of the series for Knights of the Apocalypse, everyone else has a path to power. Every other person has a clear, direct path to where they can just start throwing hands with deities. Meanwhile, Gawain, you may got a DK in you. And I don't want her to end up the weakest. Like, this is the biggest thing, right? Like, I'm already making a verse battle. But still, I'm looking at Gawain and I'm like, outside your hats, we gonna need a power creep you mad serious. Because I don't know, she doesn't, it's weird to say this, but I think the biggest issue with Gawain is that she doesn't have a simple cheat way to get stronger. Lance may have needed one before. If you had to ask me before the Lance happened, I thought he was him, obviously. I knew he was stronger than Tristan. But the thing with Tristan and Percy is that you can write them getting stronger passively because of their backgrounds and their specific magics. Lance is him. You don't need to write anything for him. But Gawain, I don't know. She already seems to have a pretty decent mastery of Sunshine, so it's not like she can get stronger that way. She already seems to have learned all the magic she can from Merlin. I doubt she's going to go back and get tutored lessons. Unless Thetis wants to teach her something, I got nothing. In terms of battle IQ, she just needs more experience. But, like, in terms of just raw, juicy gains and girth, the main thing you're going to need if you're a high tier at the end of the series, like, it doesn't matter how much battle IQ Denzel had before he ran into Derriere, he still got one tap, even when fusing with a goddess. To be fair, Narabasa took over, but still, like, we're in this very peculiar and weird spot with Gawain where it's like, yes, you do in fact have potential. But what does that potential mean in the face of literal deities? If you aren't handling your power in the most basic way before, how do I expect you to handle it later? I don't know. We're in a weird spot. And it makes me wonder, like, is it time? Are we gonna see a pseudo supreme deity number 2? Because I have to admit, if there's one thing I could see Gawain getting, it's the other graces. And I know, the archangels are currently reincarnating through them, if not have already reincarnated, so they have no reason to give it to her. But I think if we're really gonna make Gawain a prevalent threat later on in the series, it may make her lifespan blink out of existence. Who knows? But I think the only way we can get Gawain a proper path to power is through the graces. However, that's what I think. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a Patreon down below. You can support for as low as $1 a month. Get these exclusive videos, early content, and more. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Gawain with the Pencil, writing off.